Hey guys, I am down here in Florida and I just scared a fish off a bed. So I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes, make a video and see if it comes back. So I wanted to make a video about the Toyota series. If you follow my channel, I'm not fishing it this year. I've fished it in the past, and just for anybody that's gonna watch this and immediately think that I am against MLF or anything like that, I'm not against them. I'll probably still fish the Toyota series at some point. You know, I might not fish an actual full division, but I mean, they're still a good tournament organization and everything. But there's a few reasons why I didn't fish it this year, and why I'm glad that I didn't now that I know about some of the changes that they made this year. So for starters, I think that really the way they changed the tackle warehouse tour and everything, that they've kind of diminished what that what it is to actually even qualify for it, because they fish big fields and stuff. But that's just, I guess, kind of beside the point. That I feel like that they kind of diminished it as a pro tour. It's more of like a middle ground now, instead of course a plane flies right over while I'm trying to make this video. But I don't know if anybody has kept up with it, but recently they fished an event on Okeechobee, and they fished a field that was 279 boats, right at 280. So one of the nice things before, when I was fishing it, was a lot of the fields didn't fill out. A lot of the time you were fishing smaller fields than maybe like the Bass Opens that are always full at like 225, or almost always full generally. And I don't know why they expanded the field so much, other than maybe just to make more money off entry fees, supposedly maybe let more people in. But it's just, if you're paying $1,700, and that's what the entry fee is to get into a Toyota Series tournament, I would hope that they wouldn't let 280 boats fish. And that was originally the first tournament, and then they just fished one on actually I think they're still fishing right now, one on Guntersville. 328 boats that they let in this thing. And I get it, some people are like, oh cool, you know, bigger payouts, but I mean, it's all proportional to the amount of people there. So I mean, you're pretty much fishing just an absolutely stacked full lake. I mean, that is so many boats, it's hard to even explain how crowded I'm sure a lot of those areas, because I mean, Guntersville is still in February, you know, the late February, cold water. A lot of times the fish are pretty grouped up, and especially like down in Florida on Okeechobee when they fish that tournament, I'm sure there were areas that guys just probably found fish in that just didn't even get to fish their area because there was so many boats out there, which that's pretty common. But it obviously is going to happen more and more often the more boats that you throw on a place. And when fish are grouped up like that, fishing, like I said, is paying $1,700 for an entry fee, and you show up to a tournament and they've let in 328 boats. It's just, I can't even fathom. So I mean, I didn't even know that when I decided to fish the Opens. Really the main thing I decided on was that I would rather make the Elite Series than the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit, because I feel like they've definitely kind of diminished it as a pro circuit. I mean, they're letting guys fish down out of the BPT into it, and you know, I guess I personally can't think of a way that would be good if I was in the Tackle Warehouse circuit, because I mean, obviously those guys are all just hammers. I mean, so pretty much guys that are extremely good are getting to fish in it. And I guess the disadvantage is I'm pretty sure this is how it works, is that they get to pretty much choose, you know, obviously they get to choose if they want to come down into it. But so the tackle warehouse guys, automatically you're paying these astronomical entry fees into this, and ended up, you know, fishing you know, big fields for that level of tournament fishing. I mean, at that level, I don't think you should ever be fishing over 100 boats in a field. That, you know, a lot of times they'll have like 180, stuff like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous amounts for that level. But then say, and this is my perspective on it, say that I'm in the tackle warehouse pro circuit. I've, you know, taken time out of my life to qualify for it, and I qualify. First tournament, I beat everybody in the tackle warehouse pro circuit, beat everybody. But then 5 guys out of the BPT tour have dropped down. They take maybe or five of the guys that have came down take the top 5 spots, which it's not uncommon that a lot of those guys will end up in the top 10. So I beat everybody in the tackle warehouse pro circuit, but I still got 6th place, which would have been possibly a breakout tournament for me. I mean, a big win on tour, you know, could be a huge deal. But instead, you got 6th to some guys that really actually aren't in it, and they get to say choose after the schedule comes out. So if it's a bad schedule for them, they can just not fish it, but you have to because it's your circuit. So I think it's a disadvantage completely to those guys, and I'm saying I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. Maybe those guys have to just say I'm fishing it next year before they see the schedule, but I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. I may be wrong. So, you know, if one of those BPT guys is like, oh, you know, that's my home lake, I'll fish those events because I can win that one, and then they go win it. I mean, to me, that's not something I would want to qualify for. I mean, I guess I would want to, but definitely not as much as the Elite Series, because the Elite Series you're looking at not having that happen. Smaller fields, they have under 100 guys. I think right now they're right at around 90. So I really just, for me, I feel like they've just ruined the Toyota Series for me, because it's like, you know, the one thing, and I will say that they really have going for them that I wish the Opens would do just to add something to it, is have that have some type of regional at the end of the year. I think that would be cool if the Opens had it, which they don't. It's all about making the Classic, qualifying for the Elite Series. But I don't know. The really big thing for me right now, you know, and I can't imagine that there's not a ton of guys on the Toyota Series right now that are not happy about a field size that big. I think it's kind of ridiculous to pay an entry fee that high and then show up to it like it's some like big bass tournament where they just let everybody in. You know, everybody's, well, not everybody, but a lot of you guys have probably fished big bass tournaments where they let, like, you know, upwards of like 500 people in, and you get there and it's just like there's a boat. Can you imagine paying $1,700 for an entry fee and you show up and it looks like that on the lake? I mean, because I mean, it's not, these guys aren't slouches. Every single one of those guys are good. I mean, you generally, I say that, I'm sure there's some guys out there that aren't just hammers or anything, but generally when you're paying $1,700 for an entry fee, you kind of know what you're doing. So yeah, I'm amazed that they're doing that to it, and I hope that they make a change, because there's a reason. I mean, the Bass Opens cap it at 225, and that's a big field. 328, 280, that is absolutely insane. But anyway, that's my take on it. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. I'm sure there's people out there that think this about what they're doing. It seems like a bad move, but anyway, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be posting more fishing videos and stuff, and might add in some more opinion videos and stuff like this here in the next few months or something. But anyway, thanks for watching.